I just got a text from a boy earlier today. He hit me up. So I said, I asked him, can I play his music? And he said, yeah, man, fire music. It relates to today. Uh, so no other. See, let me make sure y'all can see this. Boop. Let me remove this. Boom. Okay. No, let me do this. Do that. Do that. And we're gonna do this and that. And thank y'all for pulling up. Make sure y'all share, subscribe, and here we go.
Class in session. So it's time for you to get the notes. The quickest way to sell your soul is when you niggas vote. This shit I'm kicking is forbidden, better listen, bro. A politician preaching love is the biggest joke. See what they do is use the shit as a tool. Got us focused on these fools and putting shit in our food. Fighting to free your mind is kinda hollow but true. The system make you a zombie if you follow the rules, so we rebel. But not too many live it to tell, till they find the cheat code using digital scales. Paradise is aborted when the mission is failed. Heaven and hell collide like prison and jail. And you don't need religion just to say you awake. You even dumber than you look. You think you came from an ape.
Okay.
Religion needs science.
Science.
Need religion.
Okay.
One tell a story and the other paint the picture.
Right.
But listen, nigga, if you dig a little deeper, you can find that little rabbit in the mother, the reaper. I'm the best for a reason. There's a message in the speaker when the cosmos talking. That's a blessing from the ether. One day I met the devil for real and made a deal with him. Told him all I want is the money and kept it real with him. Came in the form of a thought I couldn't build with him. Shit I was selling the fiends was really killing them. Your gun bars ain't much if your gat don't shoot. I'm strapped and bulletproof like the Batman suit. All it takes is one snap to have my enemies killed. The laws in space and time, I could bend them at will. Yeah, I'm in the world that some of y'all have not seen, and living on the page that some of y'all cannot read. And right now they probably calling me cheap, cause I decided it's enough and now I finally speak. Tell you the truth, I don't trust people who cheat. It's deeper than having sex, you give birth to deceit. If you see where this is going, this is true as can be. If you lie to the ones you love, then you do it to me. The cold word is rainy night. Niggas get wet outside, but ain't no rain in sight. They wonder where this come from. Ascension. Class in session. So it's time for you to get the notes. The quickest way to sell your soul is when you niggas vote. This shit I'm kicking is forbidden, better listen, bro. A politician preaching love is the biggest joke. See what they do is use the shit as a tool. Got us focused on these fools and putting shit in our food. Fighting to free your mind is kinda hollow but true. The system make you a zombie if you follow the rules, so we rebel. But not too many live it to tell, till they find the cheat code using digital scales. Paradise is aborted when the mission is failed. Heaven and hell collide like prison and jail. And you don't need religion just to say you awake. You even dumber than you look, you think you came from an ape. Religion needs science, science need religion. One tell a story and the other paint the picture. But listen, nigga, if you dig a little deeper, you can find that little rabbit in the mother, the reaper. I'm the best for a reason. There's a message in the speaker when the cosmos talking. And that's a blessing from the ether. One day I met the devil for real and made a deal with him. Told him all I want is the money and kept it real with him. Came in the form of a thought I couldn't build with him. Shit I was selling the fiends was really killing them. Your gun bars ain't much if your gat don't shoot. I'm strapped and bulletproof like the Batman suit. All it takes is one snap to have my enemies killed. The laws in space and time, I could bend them at will. Yeah, I'm in the world that some of y'all have not seen, and living on the page that some of y'all cannot read. And right now they probably calling me cheap, cause I decided it's enough and now I finally speak. Tell you the truth, I don't trust people who cheat. It's deeper than having sex. You give birth to deceit. If you see where this is going, this is true as can be. If you lie to the one you love, then you do it to me. The cold word is rainy nights. Niggas get wet outside, but ain't no rain in sight. They wonder where this come from. Ascension when it's all done. No reason to believe in a God. When you become one, you understand. You could get it the same. Niggas will double cross you if you get them the fame. My soul ain't for sale just to get in the game. It's dangerous, homie. Just remember the name.
What's going on? What's going on? You know we can't stop there. Y'all seen it. It's a part one. I got to do this respect because I chopped it up with him, man. I asked him, is it all right to do it? He sent me some fire last night too. Brand new fire music last night too. Shouts out to Dangerous, man. Shouts out to Big Dog Philly OG too. That's my main G, my OG for putting me on the Dangerous. You know what I mean? Appreciate you for that, man. Cause fire. Appreciate that.
For over 700 years, and I carried the European taught the European children coming back. They just want to keep us asleep. I know this shit suck, but when the fuck will niggas wake up? I know this shit tough. Every other step you take, you get your foot stuck. Cause they go and show you the fly with some niggas pushed up. Religion is a part of the system. I listen. If you ain't got control of your soul, then you's a victim. The Pope all over the net with politicians. The same politicians who sleeping with little children. Time to make them pay for what they did to the youth. But freedom of speech is nothing when they censoring truth. You ain't gotta show shit when you live in the proof. Giving support to your oppressors, man, you niggas is goofs. Time to fight fire with fire, get on some nigga shit. Time to get back what they stole, all of our innocence. Some people hate the way that I talk, this shit be spicy. But say a bunch of shit that ain't true, it isn't likely. They try to say your vision ain't true, but with your sight see. The best way to tear you apart is through your psyche. I give it to you real, what you need me to say. Ask the world leaders about the oath they secretly take. It's a plan that they got to keep us legally slaves. Paid labor overwhelming when you needed a break. If you think that I'm just talking, then bitch, you lost. It's a war going on like rich versus poor. The rich keep getting rich while your broke ass starve. Feeding you little pennies at that punk ass job. Thinking cause you get it in tax, you need that income. Really, I'm just stating the facts cause niggas been dumb. Your emotions are controlled by a system. Cause when I make a song full of hate, niggas listen. When I make a song about love, niggas skip it. They both from the soul, so really ain't nothing different. Today you gotta give it a fight to make the hate stop. Niggas on that ignorant shit gon' get a face shot. Believe what you wanna believe. A lot of niggas snakes, only going off of belief. A lot of shit is fake with 2 cans blazing. I'm ready for damnation. So tell a slave master I'm burning the plantation. You fuck niggas like to throw pain but can't take it. So all during war these flames remain sacred. Barrel to the root of your tongue, you niggas tasteless. Lights flying over your head, it ain't a spaceship. The reason why we fully equipped was information. It led us on the path that got us out of the matrix. Unity is power beyond, we should embrace it. But you could never bathe in the truth when you were racist, speeding off what you was taught, then the brakes slip, then you see it's nothing you thought. That shit is dangerous. A lot of people dying for what? That shit was aimless. It's kinda like a video game. It took stages. Just make sure these lanes remain nameless. Politics part 2. My name dangerous.
Fire, nothing but fire, man. Shouts out to Drake Car Music, man. We got 2 more and then we gonna get this thing started, man. I'm giving y'all time to pull up. Giving y'all time to pull up, man. Drake Cobb's music, man. Shouts out to you, man. Hitting me up, man. Appreciate you. I'm glad you did because that's why I was waiting to play this again. I was only gonna play it when Big Dog Philly OG was around. Out of respect, Appreciate you though.
Shit getting out of control, I mean we been there. Hate, they disguise it as love, we call it sincere. They took us to a place where ain't none of this shit clear, and we just look stupid, wondering how we get here. This government got us in chains cause they don't love us. They got us separated by gangs over some colors. What hurts more is we keep trusting these motherfuckers and putting bullshit that they say over each other. It's a bad world. Many cry in this sad world. A unicorn is compared to a black girl, or any child when you mix it, making life swirl. Gems meet a diamond and dance to make the ice swirl. Nigga, don't waste your time trying to hate on me. If you can't deal with your pride, then stay away from me. I don't fuck with none of that dumb shit. You heard that? Don't believe we live on the globe, nigga. The earth flat. First you gotta love yourself, then take the earth back. Find what's really important and make it worth that. Too much time in your hands lead to a dirt nap, but niggas don't keep the same energy to exert that.
What kind of freedom is that? What kind of social or political system is it when a black man has no voice in court, has nothing on his side other than what the white man chooses to give him? My brothers and sisters, we have to put a stop to this, and it will never be stopped until we stop it ourselves.
Mind over matter, but none of that'll matter when in life you're trying to climb and a nigga pull a ladder, believing in the myth when reality is shattered. The lies never end unless you serve it on a platter. America made you a slave, then call you monster. Erase everything that we paved and say we conquered. Willie lynching is a system that really harmed us. It raped women, left children without their fathers. America, land of the free, home of the great. America, cage of the beast, home of the snake. But the fight don't stop when you gone. This shit a marathon. Everything they touched in this world, they made it terraform. The best piece of advice, stay about these pigs sight. Fuck what goes on in the street. Nigga, just live life. You only get one of those, nigga. Don't play with that. Trying to dance away in the dark and never make it back. We got it in worse. Hate run deep in these roots. It's like the shit is cursed. Murder everything you can name. The world gone berserk. Pedophilia real as fuck. It's even in the church. Music, we've been flaming it. No, it ain't no game with it. Just know I put my soul on the beat. When you banging it, this is for the shit that I see and won't play with it. Hood Politics Part 3. My name Dangerous.
They attack the victim. And then the criminal who attacked the victim accuses the victim of attacking him. This is American justice. This is American democracy. And those of you who are familiar with it know that in America, democracy is hypocrisy. Now, if I'm wrong, put me in jail. But if you can't prove that democracy is not hypocrisy, then don't put your hands on me.
Real people shit, man. I see y'all pulling up, man. Peace to everybody in the chat, man. I can't see yet. I'm going to give y'all a roll call in a second, man. We got one more, and then we're going to start this up, man. I'm giving a chance for my peoples them to get in. Y'all know Bat was on over there, man. That's why we pushed it back another hour out of respect for my dog, man, because that's my D.O. double jizzle, man. They was having something fire over there. That thing was getting fire over there, man. Shit. Here we go.
You are now entering
The love palace.
the goddess.
And we're getting into the lives of the people behind the bars. You feel me?
Now you talking with
The goddess of love. Hey. The goddess of love. Love.
now you talking with
The goddess of love. Hey. The goddess
Make sure
of
y'all
love.
subscribe and
now you talking with
The goddess
make sure y'all
of
subscribe
love.
to my boy
The goddess of love.
Great
Love.
Cobb
now
and
you
Dangerous,
talking
man.
with
Got a bunch of other
The
music
goddess
in that.
of love. Hey.
The list.
The goddess
Your fire
of
music.
love. Love. You feel me?
Shout out.
Well, no, it's so despicable. And think about what kind of monsters take a horrible tragedy like this, a personal tragedy that breaks everybody's heart. Take a tragedy like this and use to advance some weird political
Greatness walked in the building, I did you miss me? Flat earth don't mean niggas live on the frisbee. Niggas still believe in religion and watch suffering. Niggas put their faith in a system that don't fuck with them. Black gloves cover my hands, committing homicide. Memories plotting revenge, it left me traumatized. Coming from the bottom and trying to get to the other side. The greatest motivation in life, watching my mother cry. Big corporations still consider it slaves. Freedom got a price, they call it minimum wage. The money make predators, these descendants that pray. But we ain't never done, new beginnings await. If you ain't fucking with me now, you really think I need y'all? The roller coaster ride of life, it's kinda like a seesaw. But when you get to this view, everything that seems small. It even got these bitches diving mouth first to these balls. Man, shit change when I get in the V, cause I just let my ego drive when I sit in the seats. I mean, I used to be a bummy nigga, simple and clear. Then I cleaned up and turned into the pivot. Yeah, it's terrorist. Niggas don't believe in the book. Need a therapist, you fly, but you catching the bus. This shit embarrassing. Quick to say you stacking bucks. This shit hilarious. Niggas thought homie was soft, but he a block nigga. Quiet ones always let off. You gotta watch niggas. Legend is 12 was thirsty and tried to stop niggas. Same cat, him and his mans turned into cop killers.
Authorities say the suspect, age 35, deliberately lured the officers to his home with a 911 call, waiting for them, armed with an AR-15 assault rifle.
Hey yo, the chosen one, light-skinned nigga, yeah, the golden one. Father to the fire with this shit, I control the sun. Niggas did the double cross thing, got his ball sling, put the barrel under his chin and made his thoughts ring. But fuck the government, the way that it stands. Every branch attached to it, all the way to Japan. I hope niggas break from it any way that you can. It only take a few steps to walk away from the plan. Shit, I hope niggas wake up, learn we gotta win. School shooting made the news, they turning into a trend. They wanna keep you dumb and blind. Voting for your favorite crooks, always for the lesson. Evil, never for the greater good. Can't sleep, one eye open like a cyclops. Can't believe none of they truth. This shit is psyops. The sunset and sunrise, good morning turn to goodbyes. Meeting at the funeral service, that's when the love dies. Father kills 2-year-old, now that's a monster. Woman shot her husband on live, he needed a doctor. Homie didn't make it, of course. See, that's that girl lost. She did that in front of their kids, and the world saw. It's been a few years in this world, been on some crazy shit. Desensitized the mind, they made this shit exist. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. That's the way it is. Politics Part 4, my name Dangerous.
All right, man. What's going on? Shouts out to everybody that's in here tonight, man. Got a nice little show. I ain't much on that DNA stuff because I ain't much a believer of no DNA and stuff like that. So I said, you know what? I saw somebody who was out there in a debate, and the way that he was explaining how it works and how things work, I couldn't understand what he was saying. It made sense, you know what I mean? And he has a way of goddamn explaining it, and he doesn't have a problem with answering questions. And so anytime somebody that's patient with me, goddamn, I'm all for it. So because I got some crazy questions sometimes, you know what I mean? Shit could get hectic sometimes with questions, but you know what I mean? Y'all already know how I go, man. Hope y'all day was going good, man. It's on a Thursday, you know what I'm talking about. Tomorrow is Freaky Friday, you know what I'm talking, a whole new day. Birthday on Saturday, you know what I'm talking about. Yep, born day on Saturday, man. We've been turning up all week, man, every day, going in nonstop, man, putting in this work, bringing info, you know what I mean, chilling, you know, straight old Indian stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Shouts out to all my American Indians, shouts out to all my Abos, you know what I mean, shouts out to the Moors, Hebrews, the Muslims, the Israelites, what I mean, Christians, you know what I mean, my AMEs and all that, we all family, you know what I mean. All right, you got indoctrinated, We okay. Your indoctrination don't stop your bloodline. Just remember that. That's the problem. When your indoctrination starts differentiating from your bloodline, we got a problem there. But shouts out to everybody in the chat, man. This gonna be a good one tonight, man. Y'all already know how we do it late night cleanup crew. Got my dogs, them y'all already know they come and do, man. Man, matter of fact, let me go ahead and bring one of them up, man. Straight Smoke, what's going on, man? How was you? How was your day?
Man, you know what we do all day, every day. We give the information and we get the food to feed the body. Ain't nothing like feeding the mind, body, and the soul. Let's go ahead and get the cleanup crew in effect. Shout out to the channel. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. We see you. We love you. You know what's going to happen? We're going to continue to do what we do.
Yeah, right. So, you know what I mean? That's a long list in there straight that you got tonight. So before we do that, let me go ahead and bring my guest tonight. What's up, Kosmon? How you doing, baby boy?
Man, yo, Sadan Ale, man, peace, love, and light out there to the Algonquins. How y'all doing tonight? Cleanup crew in the house.
Salute.
We're coming through with a fire bill, man. Appreciate you. You know what I'm talking about. You already know, man. Big old Indian, man. Talking about big old Jaguar. Shouts out to BCU. You already know, man. Big old Chief, Master Chief over there. All the Jaguars over there. You know what I mean? My fucking family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like the Mardi Gras Indians say, my big chief wear the golden crown.
You already know. Facts. We all facts. But check it though, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let Straight Smoke go ahead, man. Give shouts out to the chat, man. We got to do that, man. And before you do that, man, yo, please, y'all already know how I go. I hope y'all told somebody today that y'all loved them. If you didn't, please tell somebody, someone, or something that you love them. They need it. Trust me, they need it. All right, Straight Smoke, go ahead, man.
As always, like we do, shout out to Indian Red, Richard Neal Bay, Big Dog Philly OG is in the house, Maya Natros, Brown Liquor No Ice, Black Rain, Elijah. Oh my God, we got Dulcie. Oh, Dulcie. Hey sis, what's going on, Dulcie? The Bronze. Oh, who else we got in here? Yes. Big Dog Philly OG, of course. Always salute to you, Unc. Can't wait to keep doing what we normally do. Spreading the love, spreading the respect, and always keeping the peace. That's what we do. It's always good. Of course, Black Rain, share the gift of God. I get you. Enoch, what's going on? Root words. Yep. I see you, Root. As always. Hey, this is what we do. Lady Moon, thank you so much for pulling up. Yes. Ghetto Child Clinic. This is what we do all the time. Everybody is always in the building. Dre Cobbs, music. Yes, this is how we get down. Girly girl, I see you, sis. I see you. I love it. I love how we doing this. Cleanup crew is in effect. This is what we do, Lady Moon. Yes. Juice. What's going on, Juice? How we doing tonight, man? Huh? How we doing tonight? It's always, as always, this is what we do. Uh-oh. Brown liquor, no ice? Is that what we doing? Of course, that's what we do. That's what we always do. Brown liquor, no ice. Higher, light, homeschool. Now that is cold as fuck right there. Love that about you, bro. Love that about you. And we're going to keep it moving and keep it great because all of us are important. All of us with our ideology, which is the truth based on fact. Bronze Flat Power God. Oh, yeah. We are in here strong tonight. Salute to Mr. Blaylock. I got to call him Mr. Blaylock. Mr. Blaylock. That's who he is. He nods. Junebug 13. What's going on? Christopher Vaughn Jackson. Yes, we do this all the time. And we can never, ever, ever leave out anything that we do. Shout out to Terrence Gant. What's going on with it, man? What's going on with it? Man, I love how everybody is showing up and showing out. Sharon Walker. Hello, Halito. Oh, yeah. That's what we do. Always love and respect for everybody. Always legit hustle. What's going on, fam? Ain't it always legit? That's what we do. Uncle Leroy's Hoodoo Corner. You think we gonna do that too? We gonna do that too. Yeah, this is what we get down on. Because you know what? We always need each other. Shout out to my girl, American Isness. Salute, sis. I see you. I love how we do. Thanks for showing up tonight. We want everybody to feel comfortable. Kick off your shoes, relax your feet. Y'all already know how the rest of that go. You understand me? Oh my God. Look at it's smoke signal. Smoke signal? Oh shit. The question on all questions. Elizabeth Weaver. Thank you so much. Mama Chief. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yes. Richard Neal Bay. Yes. We are doing one for the ages. We're going to keep this going so hard, so strong, because nothing comes in front of real information, not some of the time, all the time. And this is what we need to do. Stand together. Just present the information. Prevent the irritation. This is what we do. Shout out to, that's right. I see you, Dots. Thank you so much. Hey. This is what we do. Yes. Man. Let's always keep everything in the way of the light. Shout out to Serpent King. Oh, yeah. I see everybody in here. We're going to go through the whole list. LaShonda Alexander. Hey, Equator 7. Yes. OTK. The cleanup crew is in effect.
You already know, man. But the cleanup crew gonna come through after this, man. We're gonna get into this fire build, man. Appreciate all y'all for pulling up, man. Damn, that's a long ass list, man. Appreciate y'all, man. You know what I mean? This is how we do. Straight up American Indian business. All my Aboriginal peoples. And you know what I mean? Y'all already know how we rock and how we stand. You know what I mean? Got my boy in here, Kosmon, man. We're gonna get into it, man. I know y'all been waiting, so we're gonna get straight into it because we gotta we just gonna get into it. How about that? We just gonna get straight into it and start the build and all that. Kosmon, man, you wanna give a shout out or anything like that, man, to your you know what I mean, to the Vortex gang and the Creator gang out there, you know what I mean, the Cosmonians out there. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, first and foremost, I like to give all praise to the Great Spirit, the ever present, all there is, was, and ever shall be, first and last. Shout out there to the Creator gang. You dig what I'm talking about? Gang is in this thing, man. Throw them vortexes in the chat, man. We gonna get this thing moving real quick. You dig what I'm saying? As always, OTK, if you don't know, now you gonna know, because what I come here to do is balance all balances and check all checks, because you know what happens next when you see that butterfly vortex, man, and every king needs his crown. You dig what I'm talking about? So straight smoke.
Yeah. Right.
OTK.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Let's
Man,
get to it.
Man. So man, check it out, man. Hey, straight, stay on it with me, man. You already know. Dog, we're gonna go ahead and get into it, man. So y'all see the title, man. OTK and Kosmon, TV. Y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe out to my dog, man, Kosmon TV. Hey, Kosmon, go ahead and let them know where to find you at real quick. I don't want you to wait till the end.
Jump over there.
Go ahead, do that.
I'm Kosmon Cal on Facebook and on YouTube. Just go to Kosmon Cal, KOSMON CAL TV. You dig what I'm talking about? Sub, like, share. I'm sure I got something. There you go, right there. Kosmon Cal TV. Sub, like, share, man. I got something you like. And I got something I'm sure you never heard of before. You dig what I'm saying? So, being an Aboriginal myself, and seeing my young brothers coming up in this game, pushing this this new understanding to the people. You dig what I'm talking about? Of their heritage in the Americas. You dig what I'm talking about? I thought it was imperative. I thought it was imperative, especially being an Aboriginal myself. And shout out to the Choctaw. Shout out to the Mohegan. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to the Timucua. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to the Palmontes. You dig what I'm talking about? So you dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to the Shoshone, the real Shoshone. You dig what I'm talking about? And because we got an amazing history here. You dig what I'm talking about? That's it's sometimes it's hidden on purpose, but many times it's so amazing that it's right in our face, and we just don't know what we're looking at. You know what I mean? And then they give us a narrative, an overall narrative, that the farther you go back in time, the dumber the people are somehow. Right? And then they tie you into an evolutionary racist theory of understanding of the farther you go back, you turn into a monkey. You dig what I'm talking about? If you go back a little bit further, you was a lemur. And if you go back a little bit further than that, you was a fish. And if you go back before that, you was a microbe. No, man, this is crazy. You dig what I'm talking about?
That. Stop that. Hold up, man. Hold up. Don't do that yet. Man. Don't do that yet. Hold on, man. Hey, I definitely want you to go in. Because see, Kosmon, that's why I know this was going to be easy. You know what I mean? I know this. It's certain people that I know. You, Bap, so far that I interview, Dulcinea, everybody that I interview, man, 1 or 2, 3 questions, dog. Boom, that's a wrap. It's gonna go. So let me just go. Let me set this up, and then I'm gonna let you just go ahead and go, man, because I want you to get into not only the bill that we have.
This your show. Ask your questions. Do what you need to do.
No, check it. Check out what I'm gonna do. I'm about to let you rock. That's what I do. Let's get into our bill first. We're gonna get into our bill, and then after our little bill, which is gonna go right real quick, only a couple of questions, you know what I mean? And then after that, I want you to go in on the title, you know what I'm saying? And then we can open it up if you're willing for questions, anything like that. We can open it up, you know what I mean, to the panel. Or you already know you be here every night with us kicking it anyway, you know what I mean?
Anyway,
I be over there I be over there sliding through in the morning, man. You already know, man. You know what I mean? Some of that spiritual meditation in the morning, something different, you know. Definitely.
Different.
Yeah, man. Let's get it. We're gonna go straight we're gonna get into this, man. Check it. Let me know where you from, and you know what I mean, like, and if you got a family, let me know where you from, and if you got a family.
For those who don't know, my name is Kosmon Cal. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. You dig what I'm talking about? Born and raised, been raised a little bit of everywhere. You dig what I'm talking about? But primarily in a small town right outside north of Detroit called Mount Clemens. Born on the east side. I come from a very large family. You dig what I'm talking about, on both sides of Aboriginal. So I found out this is just what it was. You dig what I'm talking about? Because I'm pretty sure y'all brothers old enough to remember that we was being taught in school that we was African. You dig what I'm talking about? That's how we learned that whole ideology. You dig what I'm saying? So my family is I grew up in a mixed dichotomy. So I kind of grew up around some of everybody in a primarily black, neighborhood or hood. You dig what I'm talking about? But it was I was raised with some of everybody. You dig what I'm talking about? So
right.
A lot of the color restrictions and we didn't have that. You dig what I'm talking about? You was 100 or you wasn't. You dig what I'm talking about? And to be truthful, I'm gonna just be truthful. It's some white boys I know that's more nigga than me.
Right.
Put hands on you, got black baby mamas. You dig what I'm talking about? And listen, I grew up right next to me. Shout out my boy Mace, man. You dig what I'm talking about? He blacker than me. I don't care. He blacker than any of y'all. He more nigga than you. You dig what I'm talking about? So don't let the skin and the smooth taste fool you. You dig what I'm talking about? That's one of the things we got to get past too as a people, lookership. But we suffer from that because of the ideologies we've been taught in the way that we perceive ourselves that don't even come from us. You dig what I'm talking about? We was taught how to see ourselves through a lens that's not our own.
Right.
You feel
and that's crazy. And that's crazy, right? Because that's the whole thing that's going on right now. Dog, all this time we steady trying to prove that we literally had to use up damn near half our energies and damn near get dumbed down by entertaining people, by proving who we are. And now after we get over that obstacle, now we got another obstacle with somebody else claiming to be us. And now it's like, hold up. Whoa,
hey,
what?
listen,
Now what? Now we need it. Now we done got over one hurdle. I say hurdle because this a fucking hurdle and an obstacle at the same time. When you jump over the hurdle, you got the motherfucker go that same way. It's a goddamn hurdle and an obstacle at the same time.
Have you noticed the same people that hate you really want to be you?
Yeah.
It's not really even a hate. It's more a jealousy.
I want to call it envy.
Yeah, there it go. Right, we right in that same path. Jealousy, envy. Either way, it don't look good on a man.
It don't look good. It don't look good.
No, you dig what I'm talking about? I'm not about to Dr. Bruce Banner turn green with envy on about nothing. Ain't nothing out here to even be.
Yeah.
You dig
and
what
what's
I'm talking
even
about?
more and even what's more crazy, you got people that's envying people who is just bringing out the information about American history and about their bloodline and telling everybody, hey, look, just do your bloodline. How the hell can you envy that?
My thing is what people seem to overstand, but miss though. In that whole dichotomy, what people seem to miss is it would seem out of nowhere, niggas start saying primarily two things for the last 20 years. One, we praise some type of great spirit. You saying you Israelite, you saying you Islamic, you did what I'm talking about. You coming out where you saying you praise a great spirit, and two, out of nowhere, you start saying, it got in your mind that what the hell am I really from? You dig what I'm talking about? And then you start to really ask them questions. You dig what I'm talking about? And in my instance, bro, how I really got my genealogy, bro, if I told you, you wouldn't even believe me. If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. So we ain't even gonna get into that. But let's just say, right? Let's just say, right? When the person who told me that everything that I was looking for was already recorded for me, and then told me where to go get it. And when I went and looked in there and asked my cousin Wendy, she had everything dating back person for person to 1806.
So your work
didn't
was
miss
cut
nobody.
out.
People that
Dang.
died as babies and stuff that we never even heard about. She didn't miss nobody. And guess what? I ain't found in 2 whole family lines, right? In 2 whole family lines. So really go back to 4.
Hold on.
Just on my father's side and my father's mother's side and my father's father's side. You dig what I'm talking about? Them 4 families go back all the way to 1806. And then my people's side of my father's side of the family go back here 1680. Prove it.
And what you say you ain't find?
Not damn slave yet, nor anybody to get off a boat. And but wait a minute. Yes, I did. I'm lying. I found 2 people to get off boats.
Okay. All right.
My 7th great grandmama, was brought here, right? My 7th great grandmama was brought here on a boat, right? Her name was Selassie Tamiyakite, right? She came here as a 14-year-old, right? With a little arm baby already within a year, right? Which is my 6th great grandmama, Harriet, right? And the funny part about her whole story is, in her story, it does say she came here, she was on a boat for about a month. But when we traced the boat had been in America, right? The whole prior year. And it never even went to Africa. And where she came from is now today known as French Guiana in South America. So she came on a boat, but she came to South Carolina as a 14-year-old with an arm baby. We found her on the boat. You dig what I'm talking about? It doesn't have her original name. It says 14-year-old Hebrewess with a 6-month-old. So she was the only one on the boat like that. So it was easy to find her. You dig what I'm talking about? Her real name is Selassie Tamiyakite. She from French Guiana. Right? And at 14, her indenture was sold in Charleston, South Carolina. They took her to Perry's County, Alabama, and her name changed. We don't understand how her name changed to this, but her name changed to Anne Barrentine, right? So
Christianity.
Selassie
she got converted.
Becomes
she must be married. She must be married. Yeah, when she married somebody, back then, if you had a certain name, they couldn't marry you. So she probably got somebody to convert her, change her name in order to get married. Because if she was a French down there, you said French, right?
Yeah, French. She from She's South American.
Right. So you said French.
She indigenous Caribbean.
Yeah. Right. So depending on who she married at that time, she probably had to, you know what I mean? Because they wouldn't go marry. You already know how them laws were.
But this is the miraculous part. She's supposed to be a slave, right? On the thing, it says slave. It do say that. But it also says her indenture on the little sheet from Mr. Perry. You dig what I'm talking about? Who was the owner of the land, right? But dig this. How does this happen? You come to America And it don't say that she knew how to speak English. It don't say that. So we wondering how she even did what she did. You came to America at 14 with an arm baby. By 21, you got another baby and a husband and 150 acres. But you a slave.
Ho. Say that again real quick.
Okay.
Say that again. Hold up. I'm trying to make this make
My
sense.
14-year-old seventh grade grandmother got off a boat from French Guyana. It said slave, right? But Mr. Perry, the paperwork that the indenture, it says indenture.
And you know Perry, Albert Perry was one of the oldest bloods found in South Carolina. Well, matter of fact, I don't think they even got no kind of connection to his blood found, but they thought he was from South Carolina because he was found here, but he's really like from down in Florida area and maybe farther down. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that name Perry just
he got the AOO blood, the oldest, he got the Adam genetic, the oldest Y haplogroup known into man, AOO. They find remnants of it, watered down, 11 watered down versions of AOO in the Congo, right? But they found that, you dig what I'm talking about, to try to compare it to Perry, but you dig what I'm saying. You got to remember, we have like places like the American colonization society that was migrating people not only into Liberia, Senegal, Angola, but as far in as Cameroon and Congo, Senegal, all them places. You dig what I'm talking about? So along the western southern coast. So you dig what I'm talking about, to find a remnant of the oldest genetic. And then the problem is with the DNA is the same problem that debunks the out of Africa theory. It's
okay. All right. Whoa. All right. Hold that. Say that. Oh. Let's get into this second question. See, that's what I'm saying. Boy, I asked you one question and we can get into it. Right?
Yeah, let me go ahead. So I kind of grew up with a duality of Christianity and also Islam. My father's side of the family was Islamic. My mother's side is Church of Christ Christian, Bible thumping. You dig what I'm talking about? So I kind of had
I got a mark off question shit.
So you dig what I'm talking about? Over time, you dig what I'm talking about? I remember even being young, I knew something was wrong with what they was telling me. You trying to tell me this snake talk? A nigga was in a fish belly for 3 days. A donkey turned around and talked to a man and said, "Don't go there. You don't see that angel?
Don't go there." And he was beating the shit out of the donkey too. But I won't curse because I got the kids watching and stuff on the first half.
I mean, I'm
gonna turn it private for the kids on the second half. I'm gonna keep it on the first half because we're gonna talk about this DNA stuff like that and how they do testing, man. That's what I want to get into, Kosmon. Let me go ahead and take you there. If I let you just go on, man, you're gonna answer all my questions.
Yes,
you just answer two at one time. You answered two. I asked you one. You answered two more, man. You done answered three, man. You know what I mean? Shit, before you know, we be through in 45 minutes. Damn, at least give me 2 hours with you. You feel me? Then we can build. So you done pretty much tell me how your coming up was and your family. Man, that's a lot of history. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of history, bro. That's a whole nother show. That could be a show by itself. Cosmon.
There was a time too. You gotta remember, right down on my street, right? I grew up at my grandmama house. My grandmamas lived on back-to-back streets. You dig what I'm talking about? Well,
right.
The very first Moorish temple, very first one in the country, is on 48 Inches Street. Right? I grew up at 80. I grew up at 82. You dig what I'm talking about? Same side of the street, just down the block. So I came in. Huh?
Was that on the south side?
No, that's actually in Mount Clemens, Michigan.
No, I'm saying geographically speaking, was that north,
No,
south,
this
east,
the
or
north
west?
in Detroit.
It's the north.
Yes, the north.
Okay, I'm trying to get a clarification on what I see in Chicago. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
And where was I? Oh yeah, and so you know, the Moors, they was thick. They still thick up here. Like, don't shit really move less, you know what I mean, up this way. And it's been like that for a long time. So my grandfather helped build Temple One, period. You dig what I'm talking about, being Islamic. So I always kind of had that, you know, that thirst for knowledge. You dig what I'm talking about? That's what I will give the Moors. They gave me a thirst for knowledge. You dig what I'm talking about? But I end up later in life catching on to what the Washita was, a Moor, a M-U-U-R Moor. The ones
Now,
who was saying,
can you pause right there?
Yeah.
Can you pause right there? Because that's what I always wanted to know, because we had 3 groups in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
We had 3 separate groups of them in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And they all are, you can't call all Moors the same Moors.
No.
You won't get cussed out. It's more so that you might get beat up. Straight up. Depending on who you talking to.
You're right. And you better be talking right.
And you better be talking, hold on, righteous.
Right,
righteous.
Yeah.
Talking to them, you better be talking righteous, because they ain't, excuse my language, they ain't fucking around with no half-wit niggas at all.
No. But none of them are. Let's just get that understood. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout to Noble Jew Ali. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout to brother Eel. Shout to Ravana Bay. If y'all really want to know about where it is, shout out to Ravana Bay. Shout out to the Empress Verdiasi. Shout out Taj Tariq Bay. Shout out Aline Bay. Them the homeboys. You dig what I'm talking about? Even shout out Seti. Because see, before Seti was with the black atheists, all that, he was Washita. You dig what I'm talking about? He came up with me.
Why did everybody drop this into this atheist act?
I don't think everybody did. It kind of went bad when okay, there was I don't want to put the business out there. You dig what I'm talking about? But certain things wasn't being ran right, and people was getting railroaded into some shit about some paperwork.
Okay. Never mind. Say less.
Okay?
Say less. I know
what I'm talking about. The squatting shit. It got ugly. It got real ugly. You dig what I'm talking about? And they was pushing a line. I knew I wasn't getting taught at all. This is why I never went, you did what I'm talking about, and went with them. And then, I mean, just looking at it in hindsight being 2020, boy, I made a great decision, because later on in life, somebody actually taught me how that system actually works. And boy, I would have been... This is why everybody was getting cooked. They didn't know what they was doing, actually. They had a false dichotomy tying what makes money interact with other money and trying to tie that with nationality, and it don't work. It don't work. So they was running themselves into, man, hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. The reason, I'm gonna tell you, the reason why I start even noticing the Washita, because I didn't know what they were. I seen the Empress come through Detroit. She had some, no, it wasn't the Empress, it was somebody else. But they had Washita license plates. I said, what is this? You dig what I'm talking about? No, you're not riding around here just willy-nilly on your own. How are you doing this? And it was on from there. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to the gang for coming through, man. You did what I'm talking about. Kosmon, man, just blasting off a little bit. Shout out to Al Noor, right? Shout out to Manako. You dig what I'm talking about? People who led me on a different path, because that led me into Egypt and into Judaism and in the Brahmanism and the Hinduism and the Shinto and the Confucianism and deeper into Christianity, into the whole. Remember when the whole Sumerian thing was cracking at the end of the 90s? Boy, I was Anki. And now I know who Anki really is, boy, and I'll twist your cap if you really found out who the land god was.
And see, that's my whole thing, Kosmon. Everything that you know is only beneficial for everybody. Because guess what? If you harbor it for yourself, that's fine. But I know that you're going to, hold on. I know that you're going to teach your family, your kids, everything that you know. So on my end, for people like me, you know what I want to know? I want to pick Kosmon Cow's mind. You know what I'm saying? Because you understand what I'm talking about? I want to know what you know and respect to what you already know, to already reinforce what I know, because it's only going to make my findings even stronger.
And then we get straight smoke. You on point. What we gotta remember, first of all, you dig what I'm talking about. We gotta tap back in. You know what I mean? We gotta remember, we the book. You dig what I'm talking about? The words is written here on your soul. This is why when you hear truth, it sits well.
Correct.
You dig what I'm talking about? You don't have to fuddle with it. You don't gotta, it don't need no crutch. You dig what I'm talking about?
The digestion is easier.
Oh, it sits well. It feel good.
The digestion is easier.
Yeah. Now we after that, remember we've been taught through modes of rote learning. Learn, repeat. Learn, repeat. You dig what I'm talking about? We never was taught to expand our imagination, and imagination is how you get your spirit strong. Remember, physicality and spirituality are opposites. So how you get rich physically, you got to hoard, you got to take in, you got to, and I can get rich, I can get big. It's just the opposite with spirit. I always got to give it away. Always got to be giving it away. Living to my highest life, doing for somebody else.
I'm glad you said that, because last night, don't you remember, I was like, man, I asked OTK, man, you sure you want me to drop this? He was like, man, give it to the people.
Yeah.
Give it to the people. We got this information already. Give it to them.
Not only that, remember, you got it free. Jaja didn't charge you. You got it free. So why wouldn't you turn around and give it to your brother free? And you know he need it. You know he need it.
Yep.
Nah, you ain't no lie. I paid for that. I told you what I had to go through to get it. Because I know I paid for it, because I knew it was going to open doors to more. So that's what you call an investment. But yes, you're right. Why not give it away? That's only going to strengthen us up as together. Why would I be more in tune and more intelligent than you, and we rolling together side by side? How the hell I look?
Now everybody want to call me.
See the thing is, what man got to stop doing is trying to tread on other people's path. I got to let OTK grow at OTK rate.
Right. Kosmon got to grow at Kosmon rate.
I got to do what I got to do over here. Right. You dig what I'm talking about? Now, that don't mean that what OTK doing don't matter. You dig what I'm talking about? That just means we growing. The whole point is to get to the final goal. What's the whole point?
Correct.
You dig what I'm talking about? And are you worried about what's going on here? And if you is, you still remember you serve a creator. There is a great spirit, and you can't let me lock this in. I want y'all to see how serious my face is. And if anybody want to debate this, I will gun smoke your boots. You ain't an Aboriginal if you don't praise the Great Spirit. If you ain't tapped in to your heritage, to your nationality, and to your culture, you ain't even half an Indian.
You gotta have a
you got a bunch of papers and
you got to have a spiritual
good stories.
Right.
But if you ain't doing being an Indian is a thing done.
It's a thing
what you
done.
Don't know
it's a way of life.
That's
your bloodline.
One-on-one. You was always the shaman. You was always Big Chief. You dig what I'm talking about? You always had your hands in the dirt working with the plants. Man, listen, George Washington Carver, they don't believe, man. George Washington Carver, an Aboriginal American, said the plants talk to him. We have that type of understanding, and that is what's coming back. That's what's being brought in Owaspy, and that is why Owaspy is the only book in the world that quotes to be from some higher force that tells you that the copper-colored Aboriginal of America is the Negro. And then he go on to describe them, right? And then he go on further to tell you, I put you here in America on purpose. And you the only one like you in the world. So I objectively sit back and look at England. We ain't over there. I look at Africa. We ain't over there. I can even look in the islands. We ain't there.
Okay.
But niggas come from North America. First of all, where does the word Negro even come from? Right? First of all, the word Negro is the ancient Algonquin word angui. Angui means upright talking animal or man. You dig what I'm talking about? It also means first of men, first with speech. You dig what I'm talking about? And that is us.
Yeah.
But all this shit don't start with us. We got ancestors. You dig what I'm talking about? That gave us culture, heritage, nationality, right? Straight out the mounds. Straight out the mounds. Right? The word Negro, right, is really the word angui. Hold on, let me show y'all something. Hey, can I share my screen real quick? Hold on, we gon' cause I just want to get into some of what I be into. You dig what I'm talking about? Can everybody see that? Let me blow it up just a little bit more.
It's not a problem. Go ahead.
Let me blow it up a little bit more. Right? Because this is called the Lord's third book, right? And in the Lord's third book, we're going to go on to describe the Aboriginal American, right? The first one here. Remember, science has taught you wrong, right? We've been here a long time, 16,000, 17,000, 18,000 years as niggas like us, not just thinking humans. I'm talking about us type. Only been here 18,000 years. And see why I can talk this and tell you about who we is, because I know when we is. So you can't get into history if you can't put anything on the timeline outside of what the white man tell you time is. How did you tell time before there was a clock? Even your Bible tell you that, but it don't teach you how. This is what Owaspy here to do. Dig this. Now we describing the Aboriginal Americans. Notice their name is Angui, right? So we're going to look, and they describe these people, right? First of all, let me ask you a question. Does anybody know, Creator said you will readily know these people today. Today is in the time we're in is called Kosmon.
Hey,
Right?
do me a favor real quick, Kosmon. See,
Yeah.
you didn't let me ask you these questions, man, to build up into this. You know what I mean? You should, because people now wondering what is this you reading out of?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because we really we don't really do I don't got no reason. I don't got no problem with talking with religion, nothing like that. I love to talk about it.
No,
I love to see
I
it.
don't do
I love
religion
to
at
see
all.
people. I love to see people point of views. You know what I mean? I don't mess with nobody beliefs. Straight up.
Well,
Yeah.
let's get this
That's not
understood.
my
What?
job. That's not my job. I'm just trying to get an understanding. You know what I mean? What a brief interlude of this Owaspy give to me real quick.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? And give me a brief history of the Algonquian. You know what I mean? In the Algonquian language, family real quick. And then I want you to break down the title with the bones and stuff like that. And then we can go into a build. Let's get that out the way first. So you know what I mean? Because we done an hour in. You know
All
what I
right.
mean? Let's get that out the way, and then you know what I mean. So go ahead. Let people know what you're reading out of, bro, so we can follow along.
Okay. Real quick, the book is called Owaspy. It is the book of Earth, Air, and Spirit. Right. It was automatically written on the very first of the typewriters, purportedly one of the very first books to ever be written on a typewriter, through a dude named John Newborough. You dig what I'm talking about? White boy. You dig what I'm talking about? Who had a revelation. You dig what I'm talking about? And it came through him, and he wrote a book. You dig what I'm talking about? Personally, I don't trip off who the author is. I actually trip off the information in the book, right? I don't prejudge it or be prejudiced or biased or hateful for any reason, because it's all just information. It's just the book, right? But if the information in the book is powerful and it's useful, well, then it turns itself into something else. And Owaspy is like a history of the last 25,000 years, or from the common era to the flood, and the previous 69,000 years roughly before that. You dig what I'm talking about? Or since down to the creation of man, and even before that. You know what I mean? So basically, it's a book that if you got most of the questions that you have asked from any religion, and mind you, Owaspy is not a religion. We don't praise no gods.
Okay.
It's creator only over here. So, and I'm not talking about what nothing I believe. I don't believe Owaspy. I test the information and to see if it's right. And if it's right, well, then I back it up with sources. You know what I mean? But Owaspy is also a primary. So
right.
That was that source that I came out of, but that ain't, you know.
Yeah. I feel you. You know what I mean? Because in other words, bro, I want you to look at look at me as this shit, like, you know what I mean? I can sit here and tell you like I don't know much about it, but you know me. I tell you I don't know much about it, but I study it. I'm gonna find out about it, but I don't know it because I'm not in it every day. So just because I study it and see what it's about don't mean I know it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm asking. Ain't nothing.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing
no, that's cool.
Yeah. Word.
And the creators say, create, whether you believe in the creator or not. But if you Aboriginal, I don't see how you couldn't. You dig what I'm talking about? Well, anyway, creators say that thing that low vibratory men call their conscience.
All right.
They call it their conscience, not understanding that they got a direct connect. You never needed a middleman or nothing like that. But creators say, if somebody is professing light, right, they must know the thing, right? They say you got to have axioms, figures, empirical data, things commonly known. You dig what I'm talking about? Mathematics behind it, and those things can prove light, right? Or or true knowledge, right? But anything other than just proving what you're saying, right, is an opinion and subjective. So we rock as objective faithists. We believe that there is a creator, but since we know how it works, we don't need to believe. You dig what I'm talking about? We don't need to believe because now we know. And faith is belief actualized. So people get a lot of the things mixed up, but yeah, you dig what I'm talking about. I'm not a surface dweller. You dig what I'm talking about? I've never been afraid to doing the dark work. You dig what I'm talking about? Not only out here in my community, but on myself. And I went into this book not believing it. I ain't believe nothing in Owaski. Still don't believe it. He still prove it every day to me. That's how cold he is. You dig what I'm talking about? So I'm here letting you know where your heritage is. Where, okay, but I'm for sure, y'all. Primarily, if you got this pretty brown copper skin, you got some Algonquin blood in you, right? Where is your Algonquin blood myth? Where is your founding of America? Huh? Where is it? I'm telling you, it's only in Owaski, and it's the very first one. Listen, bro, this thing is different. It's not like okay. I thought it was going to be like religion, like Bible or Quran, or bro, this thing decodes everything. It's not saying what Bible say. It's not saying that. It's a whole different game. You dig what I'm talking about? Like Owaski say, like the old religions, right? He say, I gave them certain religions to certain people at certain times, right? He was like, but now this a new time and new era. I don't patch up no old cloths. I ain't no fixer up of old garments. Nigga, I step into something fresh, something new. You dig what I'm talking about? Something progressive for today. For instance, only in Owaski do it teach you how to beat white supremacy without busting a shot. I'm telling you, I got a step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on track and not your wig pushed back without ever busting a shot. I'm just telling you, the book tell you whether you believe me or not. I don't care. I got the knowledge. You can only prove it to you. I can tell you what's in it. You can choose to believe what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, don't. I'm telling you, search behind what Kosmon's saying. You dig what I'm talking about? And figure and see if I'm lying. Right? Because if I'm lying, then I'm just bullshit. But if I'm telling the truth, ooh-wee, that changed the game. Right? And why is it? Somebody just explain this. If you understand your Algonquin, so-called Algonquin flood myth of Amaruka, where you get the name America from, it's from the flood myth, right? Why is it word for word what's in Owaski? And mind you, y'all we didn't write our Algonquin flood history down to 1912. Between 1904 and 1912, Owaski came out 1882.
All right.
How is it in there? This is all I'm saying.
We gotta get back. Hold up. let me make sure this is clear. It's straight, man. As soon as I'm ready for you to come back. You come back up, man. I thought you had hold on, my bad. I thought you had went to the back or something, man. That's why I pulled you down. Just let me know when you're ready to come back in, man. Didn't want to leave no free space, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm always here. Here.
You cut your camera back on. You know what I mean? Cut your camera back on. Be good. But yeah. So
I like my split for team.
Go ahead. Legal up there where you at, right?
What? Boy, I got my listen, these thumbs green in the mud. Green thumb for real.
Okay. So let me get this straight. You just said that the Owaspy says word for word what now?
The Algonquin flood myth, right? The flood story.
Okay, now we talking about that. Okay, the Algonquian flood
We're
story.
talking about the Algonquins, us.
Okay, right.
Okay.
I follow you. Go ahead. I got you.
We're talking about the first.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the first. Let's get this all the way straight. The word and the language was lost in a certain time frame, correct, Kaz?
Correct.
Okay, I'm following you.
And the stories was being told mouth to ear. We was just repeating them to ourselves. Wasn't until 1904 that they ever got written down. But we find them 22 years, 25 years before that in 1882 in Owaspy. And listen.
Okay.
The Algonquin story is word for word what's in Owaspy. How?
All right.
And then this the crazy part. You only gonna know this anyway. The flood happened 22,553 BC on the 17th day of the second month. I ain't guessing, I'm telling. That's 24,175 years ago today. I ain't guessing.
Well, isn't that the but hold up though? Isn't the 24,000? So hold up. So is the 24,000 year story is us being in existence over here? Or we older than that?
The 24,000 has to
okay, go ahead. Simplify
the
that for me.
24,000 is a time cycle that equates to the autumnal equinox, the vernal equinox. You dig what I'm talking about? Every 24,000 years, the shit spins. You dig what I'm talking about? But what they don't understand is they call this pole shift, right? They call this understanding pole shift, but we must understand north gonna always be north. South gonna always be south. So what's actually rolling? What's oscillating? The planet is moving. 24,000 years ago, the planet got rocked, right? Exactly. And moved the planet off its axis 23.5 degrees.
Is this the ice age?
I ain't gonna even sit here and lie.
Exactly.
Hold on. I ain't gonna even sit here and lie.
Is this the ice age? You're talking about the ice age?
Hold on. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. He said, what did you say? 23 degrees?
23.5.
I swear it was 32.3.
Listen, you want me to tell you how you know?
I'm saying, hold on. I gotta be honest with you. I gotta be totally honest with you. Because that impact literally moved this motherfucker. And a lot of people not understanding that. It literally moved this motherfucker.
Hold on. Let's get one thing clear now. Some people don't understand it because some people don't believe in science. We got to give respect for those who don't believe in some forms of science. These are all theories. Are they not?
I understand, but
hold on. I'm just asking. Whoa. Hey, hold on. Straight. Hold up.
This is the interview with Kosmon. My bad. Go ahead.
This is the interview. Yeah. Hold up. But back. So is this a
no.
All right. So how are they proving that the world was frozen all over the place at 24,000 years?
That ain't what happened. That's not, and that's not what science is saying. First of all,
saying just the pole shifted. The pole shifted.
No, poles don't shift. North is always north. South is always south. What happens is our planet rolls. It does that
Okay, I
every
got you. I got you.
24,000 years
I
all
got you.
by itself.
Okay, I got you. They were just calling it a pole shift, but it wasn't really the pole shifting. It was the earth spinning. Okay. See, I'm asking questions so I can get an understanding, man. You understand what I'm
Correct.
saying?
Correct.
All right.
No,
Bet.
why
Bet.
they know why they call it a pole shift is because you can literally see the ice tracking from where it was 23.5 degrees ago, which was now, which would be Nova Scotia, Hudson Bay, all that shit. You dig what I'm talking about? The North Pole would have been there. You can see it move all the way up to where it is from moving from Siberia, basically across Northern Europe to where it is. You dig what I'm talking about? We can see the line of frost that comes in. You dig what I'm talking about? And this ain't no guess. I'm telling you, a continent was sunk. This is why the flood happened 24,000 years ago in the time or the ark of Noah. You dig what I'm talking about? This is what that get back into, but I don't want to go too far.
To follow. Yeah, I'm just trying to follow what you know what I mean? Word.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess around and say the wrong thing or accuse you and be like, oh, well, you said this. No, I'm gonna ask. If I mishear or think I mishear something, I need to know. That's how we get understanding. You know what I mean? That's the only way I can understand why Kosmon is saying what he's saying.
I want you to know that I don't take this personal, or any question you ask me, I don't duck nothing. Right. You did what I'm talking about. I'm gonna give it to you the best.
I wouldn't ask you nothing that you wouldn't ask me. You know what I mean? These are basic questions that you know what I mean, that we can just ask each other. You know what I mean? Regardless. You feel me? Hell no. I never try to play nobody. No grown. Rather, I don't give a damn if I don't like you or not. I never try to play nobody. But I just love understanding, especially when something I don't understand. If I understand this, I would have just boom, yeah, go ahead, cook, thing. You know what I mean? But now I'm understanding how Kosmon feel. Go ahead, bro.
I mean, we you know,
I understand what you're saying now. That's all.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead. You dig, right? An ice age, right? Because people throw that around loosely, right? An ice age is any time that ice is on the planet. Anytime. That's an ice age, right? But there are points during an ice age where temperatures drop and you get what's called a glacial maximum. And this is where we see the large ice sheets drifting down in all the way into Middle America. You dig what I'm talking about? And even carving the Great Lakes. You dig what I'm talking about? So, and I'm talking about a time 2,000 plus years before the Great Lakes was even there. Great Lakes are carved about 20,000 BC. You dig what I'm talking about? From flood water removal and withdrawal of the Laurentine ice shelf. You dig what I'm talking about? So, we got a history here that's so amazing, but one of the greatest problems. You dig what I'm talking? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Well, I ain't say nothing. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to dominate the conversation, though. You dig what I'm talking about?
Oh no, I was letting you go ahead on in, bro. I done already asked my questions. You know what I mean? If you want to, I didn't want to stop you. You know, I was just, you know what I mean, asking so I could understand that first part before you I went in. Now that I understand where you're coming from, now when you go in from here, I understand what Kosmon is on. You understand what I'm saying? Basically, I got the foundation of it. I got the foundation of it now.
And I'm one of the people. Understand this, y'all, family. Mm-hmm. I'm not one of the people who try to come in here and hype up the divide, right? Mm-hmm. Or what we got that we disagree on. I'm more in about seeing where the oneness is and what we both talking about. You dig what I'm talking about? Because in that oneness, we find truth. And in that truth, you always find creator.
Correct.
I like that. Okay.
You
Right.
dig what I'm talking about? So
got you.
people would call that light. They'll conceptualize it any type of way that you want to. But guess what? Somebody make light too. Light is just a byproduct.
Right.
You dig what I'm talking about? But you know, let's keep it flowing though, boy. I'm with you though. Anywhere you want to go, I'm with you.
Hey, listen, go in on the. I ain't gonna lie, man. I want to know about these oldest bones.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to put it out there like that. Or some of the oldest bones found in the Americas. Can you please? Because I watched the debate, but you know, you didn't get a chance to like really do like a, you know what I mean? Because it was a debate. So
you didn't get a chance to dive into it like that.
I just yeah, I want you to you know, give me a you know what I mean, give me a bill on it real.
Yeah. I got you. Say no more, fam.
So I'm gonna put you up on the screen. You need me to share a different screen or leave this one right here up?
No, you can leave this one up. I'll just start here.
I'm gonna put you.
I asked you. You know what? I'll get into that later. We'll start here. With the DNA and the bones.
Well, I'm gonna give you the screen, man, and the floor, and I want you to, because I gotta take notes. I need the screen bigger because I can't see your small shit. I'm just tripping, man. Shouts out to Kosmon, man, and the creator gang out there, man. Shouts out to everybody in the chat, man. All my peoples in the creek, you know what I mean? Chill Will, my dog, you know what I mean? All love.
If I could, before you dive in, Kosmon, before you dive in, I want to be sure on something.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be sure, very, very, very critical on something.
Mm-hmm.
The information that you're providing us is highly detailed. It's highly, how should I say this? It's highly
detailed. It's nuanced.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. What I'm driving at is that not only what you're preparing to show us is it nuanced, but it's also factual. And that right there, I want to say, please proceed. I'm going mic up, and I want to see all of this, because I know for a fact you did not be able to do what you wanted to do in your debate. So I need to see the part that you didn't do in your debate. I need to see that right now.
Okay. All right. Well, when we get into the question about some of the oldest bones in the Americas, you're going to run into a few categories, right? And a few of the remains that you find here in America. But you gotta be very careful about who you actually claiming yourself to be, because you must remember somebody else who doesn't have your best interest at heart is trying to tell you who you are, and he's trying to help you people usurp a history that's not even theirs. Right? But I'm not gonna hate, but we're gonna get to some of the oldest bones, right? We done heard many of these people. Naya, right? Given to a 12,000 or 13,000-year-old human skeleton of a teenage girl who was found in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, right? Then we've heard people like Anzik, right? 13,000, right? Called a what? A Paleo Indian, right?
Hey, Kosmon, no, I haven't heard of all of these people, so please start from the beginning, man, and scroll through it. I haven't heard of none of these people.
Right. Okay.
I'm in kindergarten. I'm in first grade.
To show.
Yeah, I'm in first grade.
Yeah. You dig what
I
I'm
bet.
talking about? We got
Yeah,
people.
keep doing it like how you doing it. You know what I mean? And just keep highlighting it just like that. And just, you don't have to call out all of them, but just highlight it so we can go through it. Or either show us
Right.
where we get this from. You know what I mean? Or anything from what you already did. So bet. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. Okay. So let's get it out the way real quick. Luzia, right? Who was kind of nicknamed after that Lucy thing over there in Africa, which they don't have nothing to do with each other, right? I think Luzia or Luzi is some type of hominid, right? Luzia, right, is an Aboriginal American, right? Just like us. And there is some confusion. Well, not even confusion. They hide her heritage on purpose, right? They know that there was, people that may have some sort of genetics that might have mixed and matched up in here, but you're not placing them genetics in the right populations to even get the proper answers you need to get back, right? Because first of all, we got to remember 99.9% of all human DNA is exactly the same. The phenotypic, epigenetic twist of skin color and all that stuff is literally superficial. It's on the outside, right? What makes you, or what makes man, thinking, you know what I mean, and wise, you dig what I'm talking about, is written in that code of that DNA. Somebody had to write that before man existed. So they dealing with a complex system of genetics with not enough information even into the pot. Ain't none of y'all took a nationwide blood test to understand who the quote unquote Negro of America is, and then they tested you against the oldest people in America without preconception that you might be African, so they test you against Africans. Guess what? You're going to find something. But guess what? If you tested me against Asians, you're going to find something there too. And if you tested against Europeans, you're going to find something there too. This is the problem with DNA, right? We're not saying that ACTG don't exist. You dig what I'm talking about? We're not saying they don't exist. As a matter of fact, we know absolutely that they exist, right? But the source of it, right, they don't even know, don't come from Earth. It's from off Earth. Oh, you didn't know? The A, the T, the C, the G, right? The guanine, the thymine, you dig what I'm talking about? All the 4 building blocks were found in meteorites. All 4 building blocks of life. DNA itself found in meteorites, some of them older than the Earth itself. Let that sink in. Okay. So you have people who they call Paleo-Indian, right? But they are not necessarily an Aboriginal American, especially this trick right here. This is Anzac, right? Look at the trick that they try to play on Anzac, right? They tell you that this is a Paleo-Indian male infant, right? But they don't tell you that, or it's not till you go into delving into it deeper. Let me show you that this, that they call in Clovis, right? That they calling in Clovis, and the only reason they call in Clovis isn't a people. They name these people for the type of weaponry and pottery they had. They find this in a lot of places everywhere, so they call the entire people, irregardless of your phenotype, skin type, heritage, culture. They call everybody who used that type Clovis, right? And dodge the whole Native American, right? But once you get back into it, right, and you really look down, into his genetics, right, you find out that Anzik is not from America. Anzik is Eurasian and comes from Paleo-Siberian stock. You dig what I'm talking about? Oh, excuse me. Now look, these analyses revealed that the individual was closely related to Native Americans in Central and South America instead of being closely related to the Canadian Arctic, as previously thought, right? So they trying to tie Anzik to modern day people, but look, the genome of Anzik, right, was sequenced and analyzed to look for specific mutations that might shed light on the population history of modern Native Americans. Anzik's genome was compared to over 50 Native American genomes. So now we know they didn't even test them against you. They assumed what he was and then tested him against 50 Native Americans who are Mongoloidal in the first place. Their genomes for comparison, and researchers found, whoop-de-doo, I bet they did, that it was significantly more similar to these than to any modern Eurasian population. Anzik genomes was closer to 44 Native American populations from Central and South America to the 7 populations of North America. Samples from North America were limited, as tribes in the United States have been reluctant to participate, right? They showing you he come from Eurasian stock. And yet, right, they trying to tie him into being a what? A Paleo-Indian. And this is where we got to dodge the hijack, right? Right? This is where we got to dodge the hijack. Never mind the fact, right, that they've found proof of habitation of Homo sapiens sapien, modern men like me and you, right? 21,000 BC, right here in America. Found them right next to megafauna prints. You dig what I'm talking about? They got in the La Brea tar pits 130,000-year-old bones of a woman found in La Brea, right? But some of the oldest bones we've ever found, right, was from a place called Lago do Santo, Brazil. Her name is Luzia, right? And let's get into some of the data in the Luzia, right? And this is from the Department of Anthropology of the University of Washington. And it says, how old is Luzia? Luminescence dating and stratigraphic integrity of Lapa Vermelha, Lago Santa, Brazil. Now notice, this is key. Lapa Vermelha. This is key. Remember, Luzia is from Lapa Vermelha because they're going to try to tie her in to other people and say the oldest proven Aboriginal, right? Negroid, proven by chatters and everybody. You dig what I'm talking about? They already proved that this is an Aboriginal and she Negroidal. But notice she's at Lapa Vermelha. So if you thought that modernly today in 2024 that we still use the carbon 14, carbon 12 as a way to hone in more specific dates, you need to get an upgrade, right? You need to upgrade your science. I'm not hating. I'm just saying it's real because now we got oscillated luminescence, right? Oscillated luminescence dating, right? So let's get down and look into the to the abstract and the figures, right? Now, during the excavation in the 1970s, a disarticulated female human skeleton, later nicknamed Luzia, was discovered at 12 meters depth at La Pavermija, right? So where she was at, 12 meters is 40 feet, right? She was found 40 feet deep at La Pavermija, right? Radiocarbon dating of associated charcoal. Notice they didn't test her. They tested the charcoal around her. Suggested an age of 11.4 to 16.4 thousand years ago for the skeleton, right? So they saying down to 9.4 BC or up to 14.4 BC. I tend to think it's at the higher range, right? So this is for sure older than Naya, right? They try to lump them all in together, but I think Naya is a later admixture. I don't think Naya was the people. I think Naya was the offering. This is why her arms and legs are broken. This is why she's battered and bruised and beat up and skinny and like that, because she was offered as a sacrifice, right? We see on the mural walls of the Mayans who they were sacrificing. Our ancestors was holding them by their hair. The same people we would call modern day Native Americans, Chinos, Mestizos, and Mongoloids. It just is what it is. It's on the walls, right? The scattering of the skeletal parts, some uncertainty about the exact provenance of the skeleton, and evidence of pervasive insect turbation in the archaeological layers have raised doubts about the accuracy of the age between 11.4 and 16.4 thousand years ago, right? But luminescent dates for the depositional ages of the sediments of La Pavermija, right, are reported here. Single grain optically stimulated luminescence, right, along with grain size chemical and microbiological analysis of the sediments were employed to assess stratigraphic integrity. That means it was together, right? Particularly the degree of sediment mixing. These various lines of evidence point to high stratigraphic integrity with little mixing at La Pavermija. Sediments closest to where Luzia was recovered give oscillated stimulated luminescence, right? Ocular stimulated luminescence. Ages ranging from what? 12.7, not 11.4 no more. So she's guaranteed to be from 12.7 to 16,000. So for sure, she right in here on average, right? She right in here on average. So the average will be roughly 14,000, right? The difference between these two is 32. Cut that in half. The average mean, right, is 14.3, right? Right here, let me just show it. The objective results of carbon-14 and OSL testing have proved the average mean for the life of Luzia is roughly 14,300 years ago, or 12,300 BC. Right? This is before Younger Dryas, before what they taught us, or what is the one of the last glacial maximums, because it wasn't the last glacial maximum. Right? But they showing us, right, that Luzia, right, Luzia herself, right, her dating for her skull and her bones agreed and didn't disagree with those they got from the carbon dating, but it honed it in even more perfectly. Right? So Lucy existed over 16,000 years ago, or 14,000 BC. She predates Younger Dryas, right? What they tell us is the last glacial maximum. Did you know we were in a mini ice age in the 1400s? They don't teach us that. She predates the last megafaunal extinction event. Do you know what that's called, fellas? That is called the Quaternary extinction event. It comes right after and during the Younger Dryas. You dig what I'm talking about? She can't be modern Native American, right? And this is what they was trying to, and this is what the brother was trying to prove, that she was like a modern Native American. And he said that he could prove that genetically. But what he forgot to fail to understand is that if I'm going to tie anybody to anybody genetically, we must first be able to do a genetic test. He never asked himself, did they ever do a genetic test on Lucy? When it come to find out, no. Right before it was about to get done in September of 18, the whole Brazilian museum went up in flames. A place that was built to not burn. Okay? Right? But let me go further, right? To prove, right? Because the ideal is that these people migrated over an ice bridge, right? During a certain time, but we know during that time, it was the Younger Dryas. That's the only way you could have walked across that, is when it was frozen, right? But if you lived on there and you had to walk 1,000 miles past how did you live? There was no animals up there, no plants up there, no drinkable water. You lived on top of the ice sheet for 1,000 years? And this is what science is refuting about. You dig what I'm talking about? Even how America was populated in the get-go. A new study has challenged the popular theory that the first ice age humans who migrated to North America arrived by land bridge connecting to Siberia. They're going to debunk. We just going to go and debunk it all. Right? Archaeology. Now, this is from 2023, September. Archaeological studies have found that human colonization of North America by the so-called Clovis people, and now understand the oldest of the Clovis culture we're finding in South America. It's not here in North America, right? And the ones we do find in North America go back to right here, 11,000 BC, right? They try and see. I'm still. Lucia is still before this. Y'all see what I'm saying now? They can't get around you. And this is why they trying to misnomer you again. This is classical cultural misappropriation, right? But archaeological studies have found that human colonization of North America by the so-called Clovis culture dates back to more than 13,000 or 11,000 BC. And recent archaeological evidence suggests that people could have been on the continent from what? 14,700 years ago, right? Or 12,700 BC. Exactly what we proved, right? And possibly even several millennia before that, of course. Right? You came out of somebody, your mama came out of somebody, she came out of somebody. So the conventional thought has been that the first migrants who populated North American continent arrived across an ancient land bridge from Asia. Everybody know that this is what you've been taught. You dig what I'm talking about? This is what our Pan-African brothers even regurgitate. That the very first people came across here on an ice bridge, but how if the ice bridge don't even come across to more than 4,000 years later? We already got Lucia. Huh? Before anybody could have migrated here, we already got Lucia. And this is why they burned her. This is why no genetic testing. But yet they came back, took another skull, not even from the same place, and then tried to tie them in together like this. He kin to Naya, so he got to be kin to Lucia. Nah, look, right? The conventional thought has been that the first migrants who populated the North American continent arrived across on the ancient land bridge from Asia. The once enormous Caldera and Laurentine ice sheet, which took thousands of years, right? At least over 1.5, right? 1,500 years, ceased to recede and produce a passable corridor nearly 1,000 miles long that emerged east of the Rocky Mountains in present-day Canada. That is the theory. Look what S.K. Wilkerslev says. Evolutionary geneticist S.K. Wilkerslev, however, believed that there was one aspect of the conventional theory that required further investigation, and that is, listen, what nobody has looked at is when the corridor became biologically viable. It don't matter if you could, if it was ice was there, if you couldn't live on it. When was it biologically possible? See, when they think about our great heritage and all our nationality and culture, and they get pumped up about mound builders, they never take into the climate. They never thinking to the nature of the climate that we actually came up in. But look what Wilkerslev says. When did the corridor become viable? Wilkerslev, the director of the Center for Geogenetics at the University of Copenhagen, asks, and I quote, when could they have survived the long and difficult journey through it, right? But let's go on. The bottom line is that though the physical corridor was open by 13,000 BC, right, or 13,000 years ago, 11,000 BC, right? We at least 3,000 years after Lucia, right? Even though it was open by then, it was several hundred years before it was possible to even use it. We're going to find out it was way longer than that. Wilkerslev says that means that the first people entering what is now the U.S., mind you, you didn't enter, you was already here. But the very first people who entered what is now the U.S., Central and South America must have taken a different route. Whether you believe, look what he say, whether you believe these people were Clovis or someone else, they simply could not have come through that corridor. Right? So, like you say, in a word, this whole theoretical Beringia crossing of Native Americans is debunked. But why wasn't it viable? Younger Dryas. Younger Dryas is a cool period between roughly 12,900 or 10,900 BC and 11,600. Well, Owaspy so cold, it tell you it starts in the year 10,953 BC. It tell you what happened. Why the Younger Dryas? First of all, it's called the Younger Dryas because Dryas is a flower, right? It grows in cool areas. And at certain times, when the temperature drop so low, right, that that means the driest dies off, and that shows that they're in temperatures to where they can't even live. So where the driest dies off at, they start basing the time period off of, right? So, right, the Younger Dryas is a cool period between 10,900 and 9,600 years ago, BC, right? That disrupted the prevailing warming trend occurring in the northern hemisphere at the end of the Pleistocene epoch. So we got 10,900 to 9,600 BC for the Younger Dryas, right? And we see carbon H4, right, and water and temperatures drop, right? And this is chasing the CH4 levels through globally rising water patterns, right? And then in the Younger Dryas, we see a warming, and then we see an instant drop in temperature, right? So, but let's further prove the impossibility of the crossing of the Beringia Bridge, right? See, they don't know nothing about meltwater post base 1, right? So after these Laurentine ice sheets was dumped here, right, by the Vortexian pattern being dumped onto the planet, right? Anyways, when the Laurentine glacial sheet started to melt at the end of the Younger Dryas, first of all, many think that the Younger Dryas was caused by a comet impact, and no, you would be wrong, but a comet was involved. What actually happened was a comet did fly past our planet, and the tail of the comet was caught into our atmosphere and rained down on the planet. Black the sun out, temperatures drop, shit die. You dig what I'm talking about? But we're gonna get into that too. But at the end of the Younger Dryas, remember at 960 BC, 9,600 BC, right? There's a time that it builds up to where there's massive water floods, literally in the middle of America, from the Rocky Mountains all the way to Tennessee, was an inland ocean, a sea. And this is how it was created. MWP1b, or meltwater pulse B1, which is the name used by quaternary geologists and paleoclimatologists and oceanographers for a period of either rapid or just accelerated post-glacial sea level rise that some hypothesize to have occurred during 11,500 and 11,200 or 9,500 to 9,300 BC, right? Right after what? Younger Dryas. So we see the meltwater start, right? But look at what happens. This is at the last glacial maximum. But look at the meltwaters. Boom. Boom. During the Younger Dryas right here, water just start climbing. Boom, boom. It's cold, but the water is going up. And then you have meltwater at the end, right? All the way to 8,200. So for basically 1,000 years, there was a sea in the middle of America. How did you get across it? You couldn't have. You didn't. The waves that came out of here carved what we know today as Idaho, even down into Mexico, all the way through up the Rocky Mountains, right? Massive amounts. And how do we trace this water? How do we prove it? Right? Through meltwater pulse B1 and rise in the Caribbean seas. Watch this. This would have created a literal sea as long as the Laurentine glacial maximum itself. Now look, the Laurentine, right, is retreating from up here, right? It's melting, dumping water. Woo, look, all the way into the Caribbean. The Labrador Seaway, the Hudson Seaway, right? The Western Interior Seaway, dumping water off this melting glacier, right? This would have created a literal sea as long as the Laurentide Glacier itself, burying the middle of North America under hundreds of feet of tsunami-powered water for centuries. Further proving the impossibility that even after Younger Dryas, these people couldn't have got here at least for another 1,000 years. Right? Proving the impossibility, and that's taking also Naya back. This take people like Luzio, who you about to find Luzio is, right? We're about to find out why they trying to tie Luzio to Luzia so bad. Right? By applying objective historical empirical data, facts, axiom, and what's commonly known. Did y'all know about the Western Interior Seaway? Along with the dose of logic and common sense, which is literally the scientific method, right? We just got into seas in America caused by the melting of the Laurentide glacier, right? But right, watch this. Here go a little Aboriginal FYI. Did you know that at circa 8,000 BC, right, which is the beginning, remember, 8,000 BC is the beginning of the Holocene epoch, right, current time. The effects of meltwater pulse B1 caused an extinction level event. Did y'all know that? It's called the Quaternary Extinction Event. But I want to show y'all something, and remember the word vortex. Watch this. This is the Quaternary Extinction Event. Extinctions in northern Eurasia were staggered over tens of thousands of years between 50,000 and 10,000 years ago. 8,000 BC again, right? Which begins what? The Holocene, right? But look, while extinctions in the Americas were virtually simultaneous, spanning only 3,000 years at most, right? Overall, in the late Pleistocene, right, which is in the year 8001 is the Pleistocene. To find the Holocene, you just add 10,000, right? So that puts you 8,000 BC. The year before that, 1 year, 1 day before that, is the Pleistocene, right? So while extinctions in the Americas were virtually simultaneously spanning only 3,000 years at most, right? Overall, during the late Pleistocene, about 65% of all megafauna species worldwide became extinct, and that included your big black ass. It is not logical that the plants would be massive, the birds would be massive, the serpents, the animals would be massive, and man is just this little tiny little. No, we're gonna end up finding out who the giant negroidal people of America is too. They are the great megalithic builders, the Ahuans. Who you think built Saxe Hua Man? Huh? Who you think built Teotihuacan? Did you know that not only 65% of all species around the world went extinct around the world? It was rising to 72% of all megafauna, period, in North America died. And hold on, 83% in South America, and hold on, 88% in Australia. With Africa, look, with Africa and Asia, Southeast Asia having much lower extinctions than other regions. But look, this is a regional map, right? Where the dark is, right? Where the dark is where it affected most. I want you to notice the darkest areas are on the southern part of the map, right? 83% was killed up here in South America of all megafauna, including the mega humans. There was a large people here too. Copper color, Negroidal, right? Boom. And we see up here 72%. But what you want to take notice is the south to north movement of the extinction pattern. South to north. Look, south to north. You dig what I'm talking about? So we see that the greatest of the patterns of the destruction was down here, 83 and 88. Going all the way up here to 72 in the north. Right? From this extinction event, right, that it would seem caused the ice to melt. Nobody ever told us what made the ice melt, period. Right? The proportion of the extinct large animal species, right, more than that equal 10 kilograms, right, in each country during the last 132,000 years, only counting extinctions earlier than 1,000 years BP, right? So notice, right, the polar nature of the quaternary event with its greatest destruction closest to the poles, right? Look, south, north, right? Now, we can also detect a south to north movement because we got the greatest destruction down here with lesser destruction up here, right? The percent of extinction shows the southern hemisphere as the source for the destruction and with a toroidal nature, similar to that of the Earth's atmosphere. So if you don't know where the toroid is, this is a vortex. And I want you to understand that while we got a representation of the energy force flowing south to north, but you also must take into account that it's also spinning. This is called vortexian or toroidal force. So all energy is dumped into the southern cold, right? And it's so-called centripetal energy that dribbles into the southern part of the planet, freezes the bottom of our planet, and is why it is tilted towards our northern point of our sun. The coldest, biggest ice is at the bottom, right? But the north is tilted away from the sun. Shouldn't it be colder and more ice up here? No, that's because the toroidal force that dumps the energy that we call magnetic. This is why true north magnetic north moves around. True north stays still. Magnetic north move all around because the energy is dumped from space into the exits the top, and the proof that the energy leaves the earth is what we call the aurora borealis, right? that this random what they call magnetic, really vortexian energy dumps in the planet at certain times and is released through the ground, right? Mountain ranges, and we understand them as the north and south borealises. You dig what I'm talking about? So this is the understanding of why the south to north destruction pattern of the quaternary event, right? So, but let's get into what they was really trying to do, right? The brother was trying to say that Lucia is genetically kin to modern day Native Americans, right? So I pulled up the chiefs of the civilized tribes. You tell me, right? Does she resemble the Cherokee chief? Look, do she? Let me back out this a little bit. Let me back out a little bit so I can try to put them in there together. Hold on. Do she resemble the Cherokee chief? Look. What about the Chickasaw? Do she look like him?
Nah, go ahead.
Maybe the Creek. Maybe she looked like the Chief Creek. Huh? No, Kosmon, you ain't telling about the Seminoles. They ain't never been conquered. Do she? Do she look like the Seminole? Look at the Seminole chief. She don't look like none of them niggas, right? But we gonna show you who these niggas is, and to show you they ain't you, and they wasn't her either, right? And this is per the Human Genome Project. Hate it or love it. QM242 is the predominant Y DNA haplogroup among Native Americans and several peoples in where? Huh? Where genetics of the modern Native American come from? This is your Y. This your daddy. This where him daddy come from Central Asia and Northern Siberia, right? The haplogroup QM242 is one of the branches of the P1M45, and the other being RM207. P1 as well as R and Q were observed among ancient North. Who? You thought they was just regular Asians. No. Him daddy European. A what? They are Paleolithic Siberian. Right? Now, I just showed you the Creek chief against Lucia. The Seminole chief against Lucia. But I want to show you the modern day Siberian and the modern day Native American. Watch this. Watch this. That's a modern Siberian, right? I want you to look at a modern Cherokee. Look. That's a modern Siberian. That's a modern Cherokee. Tell me they don't look just alike. Then I'm going to fuck you up. Watch this. Look at Naya. That's the physical recreation of Naya. Look. 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 The three women above are all proven genetic ancestors. Pay attention, 10,000 years apart, and the genetic links is still observable phenotypically. So explain why Naya and Luzia look nothing alike. Look. You're going to find out where she was took from, right? Ain't even the same place, but look at your boy. Remember Malta boy, Anzik? Let me show you where Anzik genetic come from. A recent DNA research on the bones of a boy who lived along the shores of Lake Baikal in Siberia shows that 1/3 of his genome was Western Eurasian, prompting scientists to conclude that Native Americans share much of their genetic material with Middle Easterners and Europeans. Look, this is Malta boy, right? At the time, the boy Guzman, he said that this was an Aboriginal American and that he was kin to Luzia. Right? So, but why was they doing all this, right? Right? Let's get into this. Remember, right, that the dating of the genetic testing applied to Luzia was done November of 2018. But how is that possible when Luzia was burned to pieces in September, 2 whole months before? Right? She was shattered and burned into pieces. Also, what was left of her bones weren't even found until late October, right? Objective proof is that Luzia was never even tested. So who did they test to try to say Naya and Luzia is kin to this other person, and where did they pull that person from? And let me show you the lie, right? They tested a totally different people from a totally different area and from a totally different time, right? Science has subjectively assumed that they're genetically akin simply because they're both in Brazil, right? This is the same faulty logic, right, that most people use, the Pan-Africans use. So whose skull and genetics were used and applied to Luzia's if Luzia never had a genetic test? Who's they tying you to then, right? This is who they tying you to, right? The face of the Lago Santa people. Remember, there was only one skeleton found where and Luzia was the only one. But where was she? She was in La Pavermija. They went to a place hundreds of miles away and got Luzio. So look at the new face of Luzio. Luzia, right? Notice that that's not Luzia. That's Luzio. And they don't even resemble each other. Right? So this is the trick bag. Luzio is the trick bag. Tying his genetics that may have some tied down into modern day Native Americans that they may be so. But that ain't got nothing to do with the oldest bones. Right? And we just brought up Anzik to show you that it's a dupe. Because remember, they tried to call him a Paleo-American, right? But among the many Clovis sites, the only burial site associated with Clovis tools is in Montana, where the remains of what a baby boy Anzik I were found and dated to 12,600 years ago. That's still after Younger Dryas. That's only 8 what is this? 10,600. You did that's right during Younger Dry. Right? DNA extracted from these bones has links to DNA from skeletons of people who lived where? 10,000, 9,000, look, or 8,000 BC. Look, the Pleistocene, right? The end of the Pleistocene begins, the Holocene begins 8,000 BC, right? But these people live after the quaternary extinction event, right? And they was taken from where? Lago Santa, right? But let me show y'all the difference of what I'm saying, because Lago Santa, right, is a whole different place. Now, firstly, they had 15 bodies tested, right? The Brazilian skeletons come from, right? This is where she was tested from. Look, remember, she from La Pavermija. The only one found at La Pavermija is Luzia. Look where they testing the bodies from. The Brazilian skeletons come from the archaeological sites Lapa do Santo, right? 7 of them, right? Jupiter, Jabuticabera, right? And Sambi Shell with 5, right? And then they got another one with 2 down by Sao Paulo, and 1 individual dated about 5,800 years ago. So total body count was 15. Notice none of the bodies are from La Pavermija, right? 15 bodies were tested. The oldest body is 5,000 years younger than Luzia. That's Luzio. The majority of Brazilian bodies tested come from where? We see Lapa do Santo, and this is from the agencia, right? The source, the agencia. You dig what I'm talking about? Talking about the Lago do Santo people, right? But I want to show you the fallacy that if you don't check these people, they'll just tell you anything, right? 15 bodies was tested. The oldest body is 500 years younger than Luzia. The majority of Brazilian bodies tested come from Lapo do Santo. No bodies tested are from La Pavermija. Look, none. I wanna.
So they tested one site but didn't test the other site.
Huh?
So they tested one site but didn't test the other site?
Right. And then they tried to tie that to Luzia, because they found the right genetics that they
didn't test the old, so they didn't test the ancient. They test the prior one.
Yes,
that was
7,000 years younger.
Okay, all right, and that will put them into play.
Right. Now look,
that matches up with their story. Okay, all right, go ahead. I'm just
right. They found a whole different nigga 7,000 years later. He just from roughly the same place. But look, but see, remember, Luzia, right, is not from Lapa do Santo or Sao Paulo, where Luzio is from. She from La Pavermija, correct?
Okay.
She from La Pavermija, right?
Right.
Let me show you where Lago Santa.
But they put her in the category like she was founded with Luzio.
Right.
I got you.
Look, right. Now, now Lago Santa, like, is like a state or like a county, right? La Pavermija is in Lapa do Santo, right? La Pavermija, the cave where she was found, is in the county or the state.
Are you trying to show your map? Is you trying to show your map?
No, not yet. I'm not showing it yet.
Okay. Oh,
I'm not showing it yet. I want y'all to get this understood, right? That she from La Pavermija, which is a city in or a little place in Lapo do Santo, right? Right. Okay. But Luzio, who they trying to tie Luzia to, is from Sao Paulo, right? And 7,000 years younger. Look, they not even close. Right? Mind you,
right.
this
So that's how far
7,000
apart they was
BC.
founded. That's how far apart they was founded.
Right. And look, that's 600. That's a 9-hour and 15-minute car ride. 618 kilometers. 618 kilometers is 384 miles. Right? That's virtually the distance between Detroit, Michigan, and Louisville, Kentucky. And you trying to tell me that just because these people is down here, that the people in Kentucky must be the people in Louisville. I mean, the people in Louisville, Kentucky must be the people in Detroit, right? 7,000 years later. This is what you're trying to get me to believe?